Hey guys, it's Kate and I'm so excited because today's rose gold look uses all my favorite drugstore products. So let's get started. Before we get into the foundation really quickly, I did some color correcting beforehand where I just put yellow underneath my eye really sheerly and then blended pink on top of the darkest areas. And when it blends together, it's going to create a nice salmon color, which will color correct my dark circles. The reason I love this product is because you can mix them depending on what you need for that day. Yellow to cancel out purple, pink for blue. And then I'm going to layer my foundation on top, and I chose the Maybelline Fit Me because they have really great color options and I still have trouble at the drugstore. And it's got a really nice dewy finish. So I'm just applying it in downward strokes with a foundation brush. This one's by Eco Tools. And then I'm going to take my sponge, my Real Technique sponge, and I'm going to just tap it into my skin. This helps keep it a little bit more hydrated looking and blends it without disturbing any dry patches. I'm going to take this concealer for a little extra brightening under the eye, and what I'm going to do is put it on the back of my hand and then pick it up with the sponge because we don't want a ton of product under the eye, and then apply it with the sponge. Bring it up on those cheekbones. That'll just help lift your face, make your cheekbones look a little higher. And I'm going to apply that to other highlight areas just to keep it balanced. And this is a really nice concealer. I have trouble with drugstore ones because they tend to be really pink and they just crease, they don't look smooth, they separate, but this one looks really airbrushed. And then to set everything, I'm going to use the matching powder in the same color and also the one for drier skin types. And it's not my favorite powder that I've ever used, but it's pretty good. It keeps everything in place so that your makeup will last a little bit longer, especially since the foundation is a dewy one. Okay, Ardell makes really great brow products. I love every single one that I've tried of theirs, and this is the brow pencil. It's really similar to the Hourglass one and the new Anastasia brow definer. It's angled with a little spoolie at the end. It's a little bit thicker though than the Anastasia one, but it's perfect for feathering in little hair-like strokes so you can make your brows look a little bit more natural. And then I'm going to take the pomade that they have to darken my brows because I've got dark hair, I'm doing a dark lip, I want a dark brow. Woo! So yes, I made them dark, but it'll come together. So we're going to be using this eye kit by Covergirl and starting with bronze shade on this base shadow brush. All the brushes I'm using are just from a couple of sets, so you can check the description below for details. I'm holding the brush from below so that it's applied to the lid and the crease, and then I'm taking the pointed side and just going back and forth in that crease. These shadows need a little bit of technique to get the pigmentation, so I'm taking a flat synthetic brush to apply it more densely. This is actually a concealer brush, but it's got a pointed shape and that helps bring precision to the crease, and it's really no different than their shading brush. To make sure that the blending isn't choppy, I dipped a blending brush into my face powder to help diffuse that color out a little bit more smoothly. And I'm just repeating these steps until I get the desired look. I cleaned up the line a bit with the flat side of the sponge, which by the way is very handy. It really does give the Beauty Blender a run for its money. Then I applied that bronze shade also to the lower lash line. I'm gonna apply the lighter coppery bronze shade to the outer corner. This L'Oreal Infallible shade is a brighter version of that previous color. It's a light shimmery copper, a little bit rosy depending on the light, but I'm applying it to the whole lid because these shadows have excellent pigmentation and they don't crease on me either. So I'm getting a nice even layer over the rest of the lid with it. Then I'm gonna apply this True Gold shade to the center of the lid towards the outer corner and under the crease. Rose gold is actually made by mixing copper and sometimes a little bit of silver into golds. So that's kind of the principle behind this look. So I'm gonna blend that gold in nicely so that it fades together with this light coppery shade. And then I'm mixing the silver eyeliner with the Infallible pressed pigment on the back of my hand, and I'm picking it up with a smudger brush, and I'm highlighting the inner corner with it. The eye ends up very multi-dimensional and it picks up different colors depending on the light. So then I'm gonna deepen that outer corner with the charcoal shade. And it's time for the wing. I love this liner because it's a very wet formula with a brush, which has become really less common to find. Felt tip has become so popular. And I think that if you're a beginner with liner, those ones are definitely easier to handle. But if you can get the hang of this kind of brush and do it in fewer strokes, it can create a much sharper line. So I start in the inner corner because flicking it out will help get that thin edge versus trying to bring it inwards. And then keeping your elbow stabilized on a table will help make it easier, or you can kind of turn your head while you're moving your hands. Either strategy will help get the liner smoother. And then I draw the wing to match that top line and I fill it in, and then I just thicken wherever it's necessary. I blended a little bit of my bronzer that I'm gonna use in my next step above the crease to warm up the look, and then I smudge that charcoal color into the outer lower lash line. This is one of my favorite mascaras ever. It's dual-ended with one side for the top lashes and one for the bottom. But I actually like to start with that volumizing top lash side and coat both sets of lashes and then just use the lower lash side to separate them. And I did actually add some falsies though, just to bump up the look a little bit. And Ardell wispies are a classic. They'll always be one of my favorites. They're natural looking with a thin band, so they're super comfortable, they're easy to apply, they're really great for people who are just getting started. Milani lipsticks are a jewel at the drugstore. They have such great colors, great formula. This is a dark color, so I made sure the edges are touched up with a detail brush, and you're good to go. And then now that I have my lip color on, I can see how much I need for the rest of my face. So I'm applying just the sheerest amount of bronzer to the places the sun would naturally hit, just to add some color. Then with this warm rosy shade, I'm swirling it on my cheeks, which I think gives it a nice blended effect and helps you control the product better. And I start by applying it on the apples of my cheeks, and then I just bring it back on my cheekbones. And this helps give a little bit more structure to your face. And then I'm gonna finish off the look with highlighter because it's 2016. We're still into it. I still love it. And this e.l.f. shimmer powder in pink is really beautiful and it's really nicely pigmented. But I'm using this pointed eyeshadow brush for more precision and to pack a little extra on. Gives me a little bit more oomph. And I apply it on the tops of my cheekbones in a rounded shape to keep the look soft, and under the wing to help lift the face. And I'm using this to highlight the brow bone, down the nose, and on the cupid's bow for that dewy strokes look. And then I also made sure to blend it in with the previous colors, and voila, we're done. So thank you so much for watching. Click the like button or leave me a comment if you want to see more drugstore looks or reviews. And you guys should subscribe for more because I'm going to be making more. And keep in touch with me on Instagram. I kind of live for the Instagram comment section, so stop by. And many of you have, and I love you for it. So thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.